Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Strategic Source webinar. Today's topic, like you see on the screen, creating non-new car sales revenue while eliminating sublet expense. And we'll have Doug Austin, our CEO here, come on in just a moment for some opening comments before we introduce our guest speaker. Doug, take it away.
Well, welcome, everybody. We're glad you joined us here today for the Strategic Source webinar with Thinking. Currently, let me back up a little bit. We started this webinar series in May of last year, and our intent was to help our client base with some new ideas from innovative suppliers in various expense categories, audit and recovery categories, and new revenue opportunities. Today happens to be a pretty innovative idea on the new revenue side that a lot of dealers have expressed interest in. So I hope that you find the webinar helpful. DingKing is a supplier that we have recommended for quite some time, and we think you'll be happy. So I'll turn it back over to the team there. Thank you.
Thank you, Doug, and welcome, everybody. My name is Todd Sudek. I've been in the car care business since I was 8 years old, riding a bike around the neighborhood, washing cars, later on putting a coat of turtle wax on it, earning my $5 and $10 and loving the car care industry. When I got into high school, I set up an auto detailing business with a couple vans, and it gained traction. Throughout college, I did the same. And when I got out of college, I decided I was going to look into getting involved in car washes and body shops, something in the automotive space. And when I saw this done, when I was buying a car, I couldn't believe it. And a year later, I was trying to get a dent out of a car that I had, and my neighbor watched me as I was trying to fumble with a snap-on screwdriver, trying to massage a dent out of my own car in my garage in my engine compartment. And I thought it would just pop out, which it didn't. But he said, you know what? I have a guy that can come out there and take that dent out for $150 in 15 minutes. And I said, how does he do it? I don't want it repainted. And he told me about paintless dent repair. The guy came out. I watched him do it. I found out where I could go to school. I invested $100,000 into a 4-day training program in 1993. It was extremely expensive, but it proved to be a very good venture for me and my family. I've got a beautiful wife. I've got 7 children, 6 boys, 1 daughter. 5 of my kids are involved in the business. My wife is involved, my sister, my father before he passed. It's a family-run, very intimate setting here at the DingKing, and we take a lot of pride in taking our expertise and trying to pass that on to auto dealer groups looking to create non-new car sales revenue. Going back a couple steps, when I started the DingKing back in 93, I developed it into a 10 retail shop location with 275 trucks on the road, performing auto detailing, paintless dent repair, scuff bumper repair, windshield repair. And then when alloy wheel repair came about, we added that. We added window tinting. We added clear bra, vehicle wrap, ceramic coating. And we became the one-stop shop for our dealer clientele. And one of my dealers, they had a shift in management, and they wanted to know if I would train them to do this in-house and pretty much lay us off. And I said, well, I'm going to lose this account either way. I might as well garnish something out of this. I've been here for 4 years. And we ended up training a number of their staff, and they were quite successful in creating a revenue source, both in their service drive, but also saving money on their used car recon and controlling the process with their existing porters and detailers. So taking one more step back, we're a state licensed institute. We've got a total number of instructors and management team members of 29 strong. We've got 4 training facilities with a 5th as a satellite location in New York. And we take a lot of pride in making sure that whatever we do, it's done with the utmost care, with less money about making money and more about making sure we take care of our customers. So what we're going to talk about today is how to internalize paintless dent repair and the other automotive appearance repair services, is as well as how to create a profit center for your service drive. Right now, used car managers are dealing with several different vendors to get the reconditioning process done. They're outsourcing it. It costs a lot of money. And not only does it take time to get the vehicles reconditioned, but you're at the whim of the technician who might not be there for a week. So if you get the detail done and it goes through smog and safety, and then your dent guy will come, and then a wheel guy will come, and then a bumper guy and a touch-up guy and a windshield gal. And before you know it, you might be a week to 2 weeks to have that car frontline ready, fully reconditioned. So what we've done is we've created a program that we've been doing for the better part of 20 years, where we offer in-house training to dealerships. We offer a 5-year retraining guarantee. God forbid you have your selected technician either move on because the grass he feels is greener on the other side, or you terminate him for whatever reason. Either way, we'll train additional technicians at no cost to the dealership when they're part of this program. And Dave, you got a poll that we've got here. What percentage of used car reconditioning are you subbing out to outside vendors now? And there's a few choices: 0, 25%, 50, 75, or all of it. I think we're going to come back to this after you folks take the poll, and we'll review the results.
Okay, let's bring up the second poll question.
Perfect. Which of the services below are you offering customers through your service drive? Paintless dent repair for dings and dents, scuff bumpers, wheel repair for curb rash, windshield chips, or auto detailing? And I'll pause for a moment while you folks are taking the poll. So the services that are being offered through the service drive is a third PDR, a third bumpers, wheel repair, 2 to 3 windshield chips, and 1 of 3 auto detailing. Very good. So these are 10 different ways that you can increase your profits: repairing yellowed, hazy headlights, paint chip repair, windshield chip, interior rips and burns, deodorizing the vehicle, cleaning the interior, paint polish, paint correction, door dings, damaged wheels, and scuff bumpers. These are some of the ways to generate profits on the service drive that we can help you with. So what we do is our program is very, very simple. We've got a plan to help you increase your non-new car sales revenue by providing the hands-on training, the certification, and all of the equipment, which is all USA made, all guaranteed for life. And what we do is we will teach your technicians how to perform the services that you elect to train on and add on to your service drive. We've got menus for the service drive that are very aggressive and entail many services, or we can help you create a menu that just offers 1 or 2 services. But one of the biggest features here is reducing the sublet vendor expense. You'll not only save money, but you internalize and control the process. And by doing so, you're going to be able to create a profit center for the service department and additional profits for used car department. This is an example out in South Bay BMW out here in Southern California, where they do auto detailing, cosmetic repairs such as wheel, dent, bumper scuffs, leather, and headlight, as well as window tinting, paint protection film, and ceramic coating. I'll leave this on just so you kind of get an idea. There's a lot of information on this page. This is their design. I believe there's other ways to design it a little bit more customer friendly with less information, but this will give you an idea of what you can do as far as advertising. This is on a wall 150 and 50 feet long in their service department. Right now, when the car comes into the service drive, the service advisor is doing a walk-around inspection. And for dealerships that aren't offering any services, they're doing a walk-around inspection to CYA, cover their butt, from pre-existing damage. I view this, and the dealers that are working with us view this as a very opportune time to create an upsell opportunity for a service that they didn't know you performed. Generally, our dealerships are seeing the return on investment from month 1 to month 3. That's contingent upon which services you're offering. Paintless dent repair, as you're probably familiar with, has a little bit longer of a learning curve. We offer programs 2 to 4 weeks. We also offer additional length programs, longer programs for somebody that really wanted to be a specialist and go out and chase hailstorms. But 2 weeks for a paintless dent repair course, windshield repair is a half a day, paint correction, ceramic coating is a 2-day course, a bumper repair course is 5 days, wheel repair 3 days, interior repair 3 days. So you'll see that the longer it takes to learn something, the longer it's going to take to get your return on investment, because the speed and proficiency of the technician will be far different a month out of school versus 3 months, 6 months, 9 months, and 12 months. But generally, whatever you invest with us, you're going to have back in the pocket before the 90th day. This is a fun part. Generally, I don't put the potential revenue projections. I go about and I ask a question like this. And this is, how many service drive customers do you see each month? And they'll tell us 1,500. And I'll ask them, just PDR, not bumpers, not wheels, what percentage of them do you think have a dent? And they say all of them. I say, well, let's just go with 70%. And that's 1,050 vehicles. Customer opting for the repair, they always say, 50, 60, 70%. I cut it down to 30%. And the average repair for paintless dent repair, it could be 99 for the first panel, 50 for the second panel. It could be 75 per panel, but the average charge that we are seeing is $150. And if you take the 150 times the 315 vehicles, there's $47,000 in potential opportunity on the service drive. And taking into account that the service advisors are going to feel confident in the technician's ability to do quality work and a proper SPIF program in place, I would feel very comfortable that these are attainable numbers. And if anybody wanted some references to some of the Lithia dealers or Penske dealers or Hitchcock, I'd be glad to get you that at the end of the program. You can contact us and we'll supply that for you. This is a very exciting time for us at Ding King. We set this up in the middle of COVID, and it was bad timing for us, but Honda of America, who also owns Acura, had reached out to us, and they indicated that they had made a commitment to their dealers at their San Francisco convention the year earlier that they were going to come to the table and help dealers with a solution, which was non-new car sales revenue. So they put a student through our program that at the time we didn't know was Scott Caboose, who was the chief collision repair instructor for America Honda Motor Company. And we signed a contract to train all the Honda and Acura dealers in North America that opted to initiate a service drive program or wanted to stop subbing out the profits and bringing it in-house. So if you could push the play button, Dave, we'll listen to what Scott has to say.
Scott Caboose here. I'm the chief instructor for collision repair at American Honda. We'd like to introduce a new paintless dent repair program as a possible source of additional non-new car sales revenue. I spent 2 weeks at the Ding King Training Center in Costa Mesa, California, taking the actual PDR-80 training class. I'm happy to report that the training has been excellent. The staff were friendly and very helpful. The lab is very clean and well organized. They have every tool imaginable to perform paintless dent repair, and the instructors have decades of experience. The Ding King has been training PDR technicians for over 25 years. The training is available at 5 locations, including South Carolina, Texas, Colorado, Florida, and of course right here in California. The Costa Mesa Training Center also makes the classes available in Spanish. American Honda has negotiated a special training and tool package just for our dealers. I'd like to invite all of you to consider adding paintless dent repair by training your employees with the Ding King. If you're interested in additional information, it's available at thedingking.com/Honda.
So in addition to having Honda on board, we also do factory training for Mercedes-Benz, Ford, Volvo, Karma, and Tesla. We go out, and when the robotic arms create damage or when they're moving the raw panels around the production facility, they create thousands of dents a month. So we're basically full-time at Tesla factory in Fremont, California, and also in Texas. And we bounce around between the different factories, and we offer basic training and advanced training, so they've got continuing education for their staff. So net, we started out as a independently operated company by me, a man in the van. We built it into a real team of qualified experts that did the repairs, and everybody enjoyed their life and their career doing it because it's very rewarding. And we built it into a training program because we became extremely proficient at training our own staff. And when I trained that first dealer, it was an opportunity to open up a school, and we started training entrepreneurs, veterans, people getting out of jail. What do they call that, Mike? They're coming out of jail. They want to reduce the rate of recidivism, and we basically provide $100,000 a month in scholarships to youthful offenders, is what we'll call them. So we're big into doing good. We do well. We're going to stand behind our programs 1,000%. And when you train with us, you're going to have a secondary opportunity. We've got finance programs. If you went to CK1ultimateprotection.com, you'll see some finance products that could be offered in finance, but also on the service drive. So you can be selling door ding and dent warranties or paint protection, a little bit different than the paint protection programs that many dealerships are offering today, which I'll call fugazi. They don't work. They don't provide the type of protection or shine or gloss that a ceramic coating does. And I believe that our program is one of a kind with our ceramic coating. So there's also an opportunity to implement additional revenue through selling our warranties through the finance department. So tools, training, certification, finance, we've got the whole package, and we stand behind the programs 1,000%. We could help you and guide you with the qualifications of the type of person that you might look to have trained. Many people think it's an experienced body technician. I would suggest you run the other way if that was the case, because they come to the table with preconceived notions, and they think because they've been picking and filing for 35 years that they're going to be able to perform at a high level in paintless dent repair. I would rather have somebody totally green. You give me a porter, bilingual, non-bilingual, doesn't matter. You give me somebody with a desire to prosper and move their career forward with your dealership, we'll train them. And if for whatever reason it wasn't the right guy right out of the gates, we're going to call you and we're going to let you know this was not the right candidate. We don't want to waste that person's time and your money, and we would give you 100% refund and or train additional staff members at no charge if he went through and he just wasn't the right guy. So let's see. The contact information you have here is for Mike Boone. He's a director of the dealership program. His phone number is 951-858-6857. That's a cell phone. And Mike@dingking.com as well. And I know we referenced in the video the dingking.com/Honda. But say it again. A similar landing page for dingking.com/strategic. So if there's any questions anybody have regarding the program, I'd be more than happy to answer them for you.
Everyone, if you hover your mouse over the screen, there will be a Q&A button that you can click on and ask a question here of Todd, and we'll answer as many of those as we can. So again, Q&A button, and that'll bring you right in. Here we go. Let me begin with this question here. How long would this process take for us to implement into the dealership?
Once we have the selected candidate for training, generally it takes 2 weeks to get into school. And once we have the candidate in day one of training on a Monday morning, they'll be graduating from the program in as little as 2 weeks, as long as 4 weeks. And we offer additional training at no additional costs. So if you sent me Eduardo and Jeff, and either one of those technicians just didn't possess the skill sets that you had hoped for him, we'll train additional people at no additional cost right on the spot.
Here is another. What amount of time, which course in PDR is recommended for a tech to go through?
You know, in past, we would offer a 1-week program. This is going back 30 years. So when I put my technicians through programs, it was a week and then 3 weeks in the field with a master technician. The truth is, most people, when they hear 4 weeks, want to run the other way. But if you want to be successful in the industry, a 4-week program is recommended. And generally, those programs are split up. They can do 2 weeks, and then they'll go back to work. They'll develop a list or an area of inadequacies or areas of improvement, and they'll come to the table for the following 2 weeks with a precise plan of action for getting them to where they need to be. So I would say 4 weeks is the right time. Many dealers do 2 weeks and they're fine, but I would say sign up for the 2-week program, and you can always add on an additional 2 weeks. The additional 2 weeks is $2,000 a week. So it's $4,000 to add on the second leg of training. I wouldn't suggest you pay for it up front. I think you can often get away with 2 weeks if you have the right technician that's really eager and really excited about doing this. And I would suggest that you have your discussion with the technicians prior to coming out here on compensation, because that's always seems to be an area that we hear things about, like, oh, my dealer didn't talk to me about what I'm going to be making. You know, you want to have that talk before he gets out here. So 2 to 4 weeks.
Again, please feel free to type a question into on the box when you pop on the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. And we have time for additional ones. Here we go. Could you go over the costs for it, including the cost to add a second technician?
It's $10,000. That is for the training of one technician with a 5-year retraining guarantee, along with your tools, your accessories, your portable LED lighting, everything that technician is going to need. It includes estimating software that he's going to put on his phone and become quite familiar with how to use it. And the additional 2-week follow-up package is $4,000. If anybody wanted to train a second person, it's 50% off, and that includes the equipment. So one technician for 2 weeks is $10,000 all in, and $5,000 for a second technician for a sister store. That's generally what they'll do. Additionally, they're going to walk away with online access to our online training program. We'll use it as a pre-training tool prior to them coming out. So they're 20 steps ahead of where they would be if they just came to learn the basics. And then they also go home with access to continuing education for glue pulling as well.
All right, here's another. I think you may have covered this, but this wants clarification. What happens if my technician leaves our employment?
You call up Mike, you email Mike, and we will have another technician trained as the following Monday at the location that you trained at originally or any other location. So hypothetically, you come out to California, he works for you for 4 years and 9 months, and he bails. You let us know, and we'll train an additional person. And if I'm being really frank with you, if it was 5 years and 6 months, we're still going to retrain you. So basically, I'll go on the line and basically say it's a lifetime retraining guarantee. If you run into the snag, our biggest obstacle with dealer groups is I'm going to train George and invest 10 grand into education, and I'm going to risk losing him. I just don't see the value in that. We take the biggest obstacle away. I don't believe $10,000 is the obstacle for the training and equipment and the certification and everything else we're putting into the program. It's generally the risk of losing that technician. So with that lifetime retraining guarantee on the table, there's very little risk. I think if you can convert customers on your service drive and educate them, that base of customers will just continue to, add value and add revenue to the dealership's pockets.
This is Doug. How many dealers over the years have you trained? Do you have a rough idea of that?
Over 500.
Okay. Is there any particular geographic area that's more inclined to this opportunity than others, or all over?
No, but we get many more inquiries from the Hail Belt, Colorado, Texas, sure, Oklahoma, Kansas, Missouri. But it's all around. Service drive revenue is service drive revenue.
Okay. So it's impressive the number of dealers that you've trained and the OEMs that have put confidence in you. That's great. What kind of additional revenue can a dealer expect once they adopt this system and these services?
Well, it's all based on a percentage of the traffic on the drive. If it's a smaller dealer and the dealer had 1,000 customers on their service drive, and it's also dependent upon what services are being offered. I myself would offer most all the services. I mean, yellowed headlights are coming into the drive, chipped windshields are coming in. We charge in Southern California, we're charging at the service drive level, we're charging $75 for a windshield chip. We're charging $450 to do a scuff bumper. We're charging $399 for the entire car for paintless dent repair, or $149 a panel. We're doing wheels at $200 each. So we're charging retail prices on the service drive, and we're going into dealers and saying, hey, allow us to put a technician or a group of technicians into your service drive. If you give me the used car reconditioning, that'll cover our nut, and we'll create a profit center on the service drive, and we split it 70, 30, 60, 40, depending on the volume with the dealer group. So we'll actually come in, do the used car reconditioning, detail, dent, paint, windshield, odor, interior, and wheel, and then we'll be there for the service drive. So it's purely dependent on three things: volume of customers coming to the service drive, amount of money being spent in the used car department, subbing it out for all the services, and how effective your service advisors are at converting them into a customer. I think the biggest challenge a successful dealer is going to find, Doug, is if they train one guy to do paintless dent repair and he's doing the used car recon, and let's say he's doing 5 cars a day for the used car department, that's 100 a month. How many cars are coming through the service drive? If we say 2,000 customers coming through the service drive, a more accurate amount of people that have dents is 70%. That's 1,400 customers. And if you took 40%, you're talking about 280, 560, round it down to 500 cars a month divided by 24 days. You're talking about over 20 cars a day on the service drive. One technician will not be able to do the 5 cars a day in used cars, as well as all the cars that you can possibly generate in the service drive. Thus,
that's a good point about the recon operation too. You know, make those cars more valuable, increase the.
That's how it all started, Doug.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Again, we can have people ask questions via the Q&A button, and we'll monitor that as we get ready to close. But there is one there. Here we go. Does the training include for aluminum panels as well as normal steel panels?
Yes, it does, 1,000%. We've got 8 specific tools in the tool set that we manufacture specifically for Tesla's aluminum panels and Range Rovers, and now many vehicle manufacturers are aluminum panels. They're sharper, stiffer tools. So being a paintless dent repair technician and being a paintless dent repair company first, we're actually manufacturing a complete line of tools and we're distributing them on every Snap-on truck across America and Canada. So paintless dent repair tools is our forte. And, you know, with as many vehicles that are aluminum nowadays, if we didn't have the tools to do that, we'd be in big trouble. So 100%.
I see no further questions here, Doug, so I'd like to turn it over to you here to prepare to wrap up the session.
Okay, thanks, Dave. Oh, well, Todd and Mike, I really appreciate you leading this session today. You know, we help our clients with expense categories, with audit categories, and with new revenue categories. And I got to say that we've looked at a lot of them. We don't, as you guys all know, we don't take any compensation from any supplier, but I have to say that Ding King is one of the more reputable, professional, experienced, and competitive suppliers that we've come across, and that's why we've invited them to present today. If you're looking for new revenue opportunities on your on your service drive, we think you ought to look at them. There are certainly many opportunities, from paintless dent repair to glass repair to wheel repair and more. So I encourage you to think about that. We've done probably 22 of these webinars since May of last year on various topics, from utilities to credit card processing to cybersecurity to now additional revenue. First of all, I'd like to thank Todd and Mike for a great presentation today, great content. You know, if you're a client of Strategic Source, thank you. If you're interested in learning more about Strategic Source, if you're not a client, please reach out to us at sales@strategicsource.com or contact Chris Austin, our EVP of Marketing and Sales, 612-386-3898, 612-386-3898. We'll be happy to help you and give you some information on the services we provide and how we can cut expenses and help you drive more profitability. So Todd and Mike, thank you again for your outstanding presentation. This will be available on our website, probably if not later today, at least sometime tomorrow. So if you're interested, you can access any of the content there. Thanks very much. Dave, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Doug. And thank you, Todd. Let me bring up the post-session survey. We'd love to get your feedback. You spent almost an hour with us, and we'd love to just get your answers to 2 short questions here as we wrap up our time. So thanks, everyone, for attending today, and we look forward to you joining us on future webinars with Strategic Source. Have a great rest of the week, everyone.